Hello, fellow Lexophiles. My name is Elizabeth, and I work here at the Ashland Library and run the writing program Must Love Words. Today, I thought I would share a couple nature programs with you, so thank you for joining me. The first poem that I want to read is by Thomas Bailey Aldrich, and the name of it is Memory. My mind lets go of 1,000 things, like dates of wars and deaths of kings, and yet recalls the very hour 'twas noon by yonder village tower, and on the last blue noon in May, the wind came briskly up this way, crisping the brook beside the road, then pausing here, set down its load of pine scents, and shook listlessly 2 petals from that wild rose tree. The next one I want to read is a classic. It is Emily Dickinson's A Narrow Fellow in the Grass. I just have to find my place. There we go. A Narrow Fellow in the Grass. A narrow fellow in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not? His notice sudden is. The grass divides as with a comb. A spotted shaft is seen, and then it closes at your feet and opens further on. He likes a boggy acre, a floor too cool for corn. Yet when a boy and barefoot, I more than once at noon have passed, I thought, a whiplash unbraiding in the sun. When stooping to secure it, it wrinkled and was gone. Several of nature's people I know, and they know me. I feel for them a transport of cordiality, but never met this fellow attended or alone, without a tighter breathing and 0 at the bone. Those last 2 lines always just make me think. It kind of makes you think of the anatomy of the grasshopper, but then at the same time, it's just sort of like, oh, what else is she trying to say? So, this one is a new poem to me. I just came across it. It's by a poet named Joy Harjo, and it's called Song for the Deer and Myself to Return On. This morning, when I looked out the roof window before dawn, and a few stars were still caught in the fragile weft of ebony night, I was overwhelmed. I sang the song Lewis taught me, a song to call the deer in creek when hunting, and I am certainly hunting something as magic as deer in this city far from the hammock of my mother's belly. It works, of course, and deer came into this room and wondering at finding themselves in a house near downtown Denver. Now the deer and I are trying to figure out a song to get them back, to get all of us back, because if it works, I'm going with them. And it's too early to call Lewis, and nearly too late to go home. So moving on, I have to include a cat poem. I mean, you know, you just do. You work at a library and you love cats, and you have to include a cat poem. So this one is by Jang Hee Lee, and it's called The Spring is a Cat. On a cat's fur, soft as pollen, the mild spring's fragrance lingers. In a cat's eyes, round as golden bells, the mad spring's flame glows. On a cat's gently closed lips, the soft spring's drowsiness lies. On a cat's sharp whiskers, the green spring's life dances. And so for my last poem today, I wanted to read a poem by a former teacher of mine. This is going to be a poem by Claudia Emerson, and it's from her collection Figure Studies. The name of the poem is Warm Bloods. Tails and manes and forelocks painstakingly braided, they have submitted all afternoon to the saddle. the bit's dull metallic taste. Now, outside, the close dark stalls, hay fragrant in the loft above, they hold still for hard, sharp blasts of water, bodies steaming, shuddering beneath last dutiful brushes. 1,000-pound creatures, generations broken, their only wildness is this 90 pounds of girl. Hard hat of velvet veneer, heels neatly down, the controlled, meant growl behind the ear before the jump. Tonight, while the girls sleep, they will be allowed the fog-white pasture where the deer, unafraid of sharing this fate, seek the careful grass and easier salt. And the warm bloods will roll on their backs, the joy of the earth beneath them, hooves loosed, pounding soundless sky. That's it for today. I want to thank you for joining me for reading these poems, and hopefully we'll do a few more. Have a good one.